watched the tape. What did you think of your footwork in that game? Do you think there were any laxities there?
Yeah, I think definitely footwork is something that I want to clean up. Something that I think I wasn't at my best during that game with a couple of throws. Just falling off, not keeping my base, not keeping balance, and kind of hopping sometimes to top my drop. So definitely something I looked at and want to clean up going forward.
Was wind much of a factor? Or was it hard to tell way upstairs? Was wind a factor in that game?
Not too much. Not too much.
Did their DBs get their guys, out of their routes? Were they jamming them at any point in their routes Monday night?
No, I don't think so. I think they played pretty soft most of the game. So yeah.
When it comes to accuracy, when you throw the ball play to play, how much does confidence factor into the accuracy of your ball, or is it just strictly technique and fundamentals?
I think it's a lot of things that go into it. I think it's obviously technique, fundamentals, make sure you're doing everything the right way. And then, some part of it is confidence, trust in the receiver, knowing where they're going to be at, and obviously seeing the picture right from your perspective. So there's a lot of different things that go into it, I think.
Buccaneers, they're playing the Falcons. The Falcons put up over 400 yards. It seemed like Tampa found a way to sort of steal that game. Is that a bit of what you see from their identity facing them?
What is that?
A team that hangs in there, and then pulls it out at the end.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the games in the NFL. They're going to come down to those last couple plays, last couple 4 minutes of the game. So, I think that's just when you got to be at your best. But yeah, I think they're a good team. I think they're a good defense, and then obviously, they've won some close games like that. So yeah.
Jordan, how has your connectivity with Malik kind of developed over the course of the last month and change?
Yeah, I think it's an area that's grown. I think since training camp, though, Malik's been a player that he's been working every day, and you can see he's just been developing and getting better day in and day out. And his confidence has been at an all-time high, since he got here. He just plays really fast, plays confident, and he's been making more and more plays. So I think just our connection has been something that's been building. The more reps he's been getting, and obviously I want to see some more of that.
Was he your first read on the touchdown, or was it the corner was playing kind of inside? So did you kind of recognize that before the snap?
Yeah, that was kind of a pick aside play. I had two kind of all out answers on that play with Malik on the out, and then kind of our all out beater to the right. And yeah, just saw the corner inside leverage, kind of a little bit off. Thought we could steal one right there, and we were able to do that. Obviously to the right, the routes, Jay Reed they dropped him, came open right there too. But yeah.
When he has a play like he did the play before, and he thinks he's got a touchdown and doesn't finish it, does it ever factor in your mind? I want to go back to him as quickly as possible, or is it just this is what the defense is?
No, for me it's just playing it out, seeing what the defense gives us for what we got called, and just staying true to that. Not really factoring in all those little factors that play into it, but yeah, just staying true to my reads.
Jordan, what do you think Tucker's done with this opportunity, these last few weeks to kind of grow into more of a bigger role with this offense?
Yeah, I think he's just getting the opportunity and he's taking it and running with it. And he's showcasing, obviously, kind of what kind of playmaker he is when he gets the ball in his hands. And obviously, he's been doing some really good things in the blocking game as well. But I think it's just the opportunity. Obviously, when you get presented an opportunity, it's what are you going to do with it? And he's been doing a really good job. And he's building every day, every week. He's getting better and better. And now he's going out there. He's making these big time plays. Breaking tackles and making some explosive things happen when he gets the ball. So he's doing a lot of good things.
How's your Thursday and Friday going to be if you're missing 2, maybe 3 of your starting receivers for Sunday's game?
How's my Thursday and Friday?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. Just trying to let those guys take care of their body, get healthy, and try and be with us during the week. But obviously, just throughout this week, it's going to be a little bit lighter week. I think we had a walkthrough today, have a walkthrough tomorrow, just kind of let guys get their bodies back. But it'd be important for them to be able to recover, take this time, rest, stay in the playbook with the mental work, but you just get your body back, and hopefully we'll have them this week.
Ask you about confidence. You had a run there where it seemed like each week your next game was your best game that you've played, or you have a step back like you did Monday. How much does that make it easier to shake off the bounce back for you with the play that you have put on the field recently?
Yeah, I think there's so many factors that play into it, but every week, there's going to be things that's not going to be perfect. Obviously you want to go out there and play your best. And I think it's just about how we respond, how you move on to the next play, move on to the next game. It's all about what we do this week, how we prepare throughout the week, and obviously how we come out and play Sunday. But, I think it's just another opportunity that we get to take it, try and go put our best foot forward on Sunday. But just learn from this last game. Obviously it wasn't our best, it wasn't my best, but just things to learn from, move on and grow and build this week.
Jordan, we've seen you and the offense get off to really hot starts as of recent. What was kind of different against the Giants? What made it kind of challenging when you guys had been stacking so many games and being able to do that?
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to execution. I think early on didn't execute plays properly, didn't make the most out of some of those opportunities we had, and obviously didn't get off or convert on third downs. So that's the name of the game. But that's one thing that we did in those games that we started fast, was able to convert those third downs, those crucial ones, and then obviously it led to some longer drives, being able to put up points in the red zone. But we hurt ourselves by not even getting those past the 50, getting some of those opportunities in the red zone. So just converting third downs, starting fast, moving the ball, and obviously it comes down to executing. So,
Jordan, I know we're way past moral victories now. It's all about real victories. And I know you weren't happy with how you played, but the last 3 drives to do what you did, some inexperienced quarterbacks, if they have a tough game, they just keep going down, right? What was your approach during those last 3 drives? And was it important to kind of turn things around, to have that now kind of springboarding you moving forward?
yeah, I think it was. I think the mindset going forward, obviously, wasn't my best game so far. A lot of things weren't going right. And I just kept telling myself, move on to the next play, keep that positive mindset that, I'm going to make the next play. And obviously, some things played into it. The defense was able to get us the ball back in a couple of those drives. Because even when we, had those opportunities, we were able to move it. We didn't capitalize in the red zone when we needed to. Missed a couple of those opportunities, I think. And then, but like I said, the defense was able to get us the ball back. And, that last drive, we were able to, finish it, put some points on the board. But obviously, too little, too late. But, I think it's good just to see, the offense be able to finish the drive right there at the end, take the lead back. But there's so many things that, just missed opportunities that, would have put the game away earlier. So just learning from that, growing from it. But, yeah.
Are you good at not lingering on that kind of stuff? Or is that, or even you sometimes with your even keel, do you get really done?
Yeah, no, it's something that, I try to work on. I have to, be locked in and telling myself, move on to the next play. Don't get frustrated with, some of the turnovers I had and just overthinking some things after that. So just tell myself to, forget about it, move on, go make that next play. Same thing I tell everybody. But I think that's the name of the game, because if you just get stuck on that, and then, that's when things kind of snowball and goes a little bit downhill. So just trying to do my best to keep calm and move on.
Is there a note of
on the touchdown to Malik Hugh that you hit? So on the other side, I think it was Romeo and Jaden, and they doubled Romeo, right? I have 2 questions about this. So they doubled Romeo and let Jaden go. Do you think that's either an indication that they were more worried about Romeo, or were they thinking maybe, Jaden's been going in motion so often that they kind of dropped him for that reason? I guess, is it either of those things, or was it just maybe just a rope?
Yeah, it was all out, and so they're manned up right there, and I think with Romeo running that deeper route, I think they were trying to pass it off maybe, and maybe they just didn't communicate it properly, and both took Romeo, or kind of the DB on the outside just maybe thought that's where I might be going with the ball. So I'm not sure, but it's all out. They're man to man on those guys, so I think they were trying to pass it off.
Was there a noticeable difference why you guys were able to put that drive together at the end? When we talked about it a lot this season, there's those games early in the year where you had those opportunities to, you weren't able to execute the way you did at the end of this one. Was there a noticeable difference why you were able to do that this time?
No, I think guys were just executing right there at the end. I think we all knew that we weren't playing good enough to that point, but with all that, we still had an opportunity right there to go win it. And I think everybody just believed that we were going to execute, go put some points on the board and win that thing right there. So, I don't think there was a difference, but I think, throughout all those reps we've had, those close games where we just haven't been able to pull it off, I think, we've all learned and grown and just focused on those little details right there and how critical every play becomes at the end of that game, and we were able to execute.
And is that because of all the reps you've taken at 2 minutes? We've seen that in other games this season. Regardless if you've got your third and fourth receivers in there, you guys as a unit, line receivers, are so good at your 2 minutes. That's where you find your rhythm. Just because that package.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, this game was just, obviously that belief that, we got to stop. We had some momentum right there with that turnover, and we had to go capitalize on it. We knew that was kind of the last drive of the game, but we weren't even really. We got into some no huddle stuff right there at the end, but we had a little bit more time. That I think it wasn't really a 2-minute situation, but I think it goes back to just how many reps we've had and not been able to capitalize in those situations. Just understanding how critical all those plays were and how much we had to execute right there.
And when Crispin's not in the lineup, do you see a significant change in how teams play? Or do the Giants do anything different in just the way they cover your receivers?
No, I mean, I haven't really noticed too much of a difference when he's not playing. I think they're going to stick to their game plan and do what they do. But just from watching film and then obviously being out there, I didn't see too many different coverages, things like that. I think one thing that they try to do is keep a top on the defense, make sure we didn't get any deep plays behind them, or kind of giving us some of those check downs. But I can't say I've noticed anything.
So is it just forcing it then? Do you try to get it down, or do you have to just take what you give you and hope at some point you get something downfield, or do you have to force it?
No, yeah, I think it's just taking what the defense gives you. When they're playing like that, they're daring you, I think, to take some of those shots. And they did a good job just staying on top of things, covering it. So didn't really give us the opportunity to take some shots that we wanted to. But when they do that, I think we were doing a really good job with check downs. Guys are making people miss, and they're picking up some huge gains on some of those check downs.
Jordan, so you're just talking about Christian, so you didn't have him, you don't have Musgrave yet, you haven't had Aaron Jones, and now I don't know what's going on with Wicks, but he's been an ascending player for you. Is there a point where the next man up, I understand you got to say it every time, but where it gets a little bit rough when you're kind of losing this many guys that are important that you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you don't have your best guys out there, it's tough. But, we've had so many reps with other guys in our offense that I'm comfortable. Those guys are comfortable. And like I said, it's really that next man up mentality. But obviously it's tough. You always want to have your best guys out there, but things happen. It's football. Injuries happen. So it's just how do you move on, not make excuses about anything, and just obviously get as comfortable as we can throughout the week with repetition, things like that, to make sure we're able to go out there and perform on Sunday.
With that in mind, from your perspective, what have you seen from Samari this year? Going where he might go a couple weeks where he's not even on the roster game day, and then goes into a game and it's like, hey, you're going to get 3 targets on a last-minute drive. What has kind of been his mindset, just from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the toughest position to be in. Throughout the week, you got to do a good job of staying locked in, understanding your job, and obviously it's one of those game time decisions whether you're going to be out there, be active, or not. So I think Samari's handled it like a pro. He's been doing a good job about that. Just staying locked in throughout the week, understanding he might get an opportunity, he might not, and then I think he did a good job Monday. Just when he had the opportunity, he made some big time plays. Obviously I missed him on that one in the end zone. I think we had a touchdown right there, but I think him personally, he's done a really good job. It's not an easy situation to be in, and he's handled it well.
Did you underthrow that ball, or did you just pop it out just a split second earlier?
Are you talking about the go ball to him? Yeah, I think there was some pressure on my face. Looking back on it, I wish you throw it out there a little bit farther. But the DB was able to make a good play on it. But I don't think I was able to finish the throw exactly how I wanted to. So that's why it was a little bit short. But yeah.
2 more for Jordan.
Jordan, are there more things you guys can explore with Jaden? I mean, now that he's a threat to carry the ball, and all that motion stuff, are there ways you think you can explore to make it more difficult to cover him, or make it seem like he's going to get the ball and he's not, things like that? Is that something you guys are capable of doing?
Yeah, I think there's so many things you can do off of all the reverses and kind of sweeps we do with Jay Reed that I think just adds another layer for the defense to have to think about, have to study throughout the week. And then obviously there's just endless possibilities you can run off of these plays to make things look alike, run the sweep sometimes, maybe do some passes off of it. So there's a lot of opportunities to kind of keep building that package. But yeah.
Jordan, from your quarterback's perspective, what's the challenge of facing Winfield depending on where he lines up?
Yeah, I think he's a really good safety. I think he's done a lot of good things. Obviously, he's been playing since he was a rookie, but I think he's a good safety. He does a lot of good things just with coverage recognition, understanding the routes, and then obviously playing off the quarterback's eyes. And he's a guy that is a ball hawk. He wants to jump routes and go make plays on the ball. So I think he does a really good job. He's a guy that you got to know where he's at. Obviously, do some things where you're able to look him off, but just knowing where he's at, knowing what he's capable of, being aware of that is huge.